Hi, welcome back. We're on session 2 of our campaign to catch Mary from Wraysbury, the legendary Mary, and I have finally remembered where the sunken tractor swim is. Let's start here. Follow the pathway round. Oh, I think we're in the right place. I could be wrong. Might have to go back to the main menu, which would be annoying. I mean, seriously, I had it just now. No. I am in the wrong place. Let's go back. And we will get to the right swim. That would be quite important. The swim we wanted. We're on free play. We're not in a tournament. Let's start. There we go. Yeah, and since we last watched this, I have brought the Trophy Hunters pack, which will give me, some new baits to try. In particular, we have the mainline link and mainline essential cell, which would be nice. I mean, it would be nice if we had the original cell, mainline cell, because that's the bait I use when I'm actually out fishing. So here we are at the sunken tractor swim. We found it this afternoon session. We got a nice island in the middle, nice sunken tractor. So we're going to come in here and we're going to claim our peg. Nice. So we got all this water down there. Island feature. First thing I want to do, get somewhere I can cast. I want to find a nice gravel bar. I've got one rod on cell, essential cell, one rod on the sent from hell, which we had a lot of luck with last time. Let's find some gravel. There we go, gravel, 8 foot of water, perfect. So yeah, first rod is on mainline's link. Next rod's on central hell, that we had a lot of luck with in the last video, in the last swim. And the third rod is on essential cell. So let's get the scent from hell out. I'm going to cast this somewhere different, I think. Just having a bit of an explore of the water. And maybe slightly off to this side. With this. Till we find a nice gravel bar. Well, there we go. It's in 2 foot water. See, it comes up. Now we're in 5 foot. We'll leave that one there. It's on a gravel bar. Now let's get our next bait on the go. Let's get the essential cell out. And we'll aim for this one, maybe in the middle of them two. Let's cover that water there, just the other side of the sunken tractor. And we're off already. So, the scent from hell is doing the business again. So let's wind up our drag so as we can play the fish in, not let them take too much line. We didn't even put any bait out. That's the scary thing with that. That scent from hell just does the business straight away. I wish I had a bait that did that in real life. Out fishing, with it out, before I even got the other rod out, boom, fish on. Obviously we don't know what fish this is yet. We don't know if it's a carp, tench, bream, barbel. We will wait and see. Although we are after Mary, this is our second session on our campaign to catch the legendary carp that is Mary, one of Britain's first 50s. So let's see how we're doing. Oh, looks like it looks carpy from a distance. It's not trophy shaped carpy, but it's carp. Yeah, it's carp. Not a trophy, but it looks a nice fish. Let's get him in the net and get a look at him. There you go, nice little common. What's that? Mid doubles 20, £12, so not far off mid double. Nice little common. Hard to tell in that first. I mean, it's like I say, I've given up on trying to guess the weights before they tell, because sometimes the pictures make them look bigger or smaller than they are. Let's get that fish back in the water and get our rod back out. Let's get that rod back out, and then we can start spotting some bait around. Now I want to get this. Here we go, 4 foot of water. Now let's start spotting. I bet this spot's way over. And I should have checked how far that rod 2 out is. How far out is rod 2? Let's have a look. Then we can get a gauge of 133 yards. Okay, let's go back to the spot rod. We want to try and get him out to that distance and then clip him up. Not even close. I mean, if the spot will even go that far. Well, that's the closest we're getting, so let's clip that up there. Let's switch some bait over with these two. I don't know how long this session is going to be. Let's hopefully we get a few more big fish. I mean, we had a nice 40 pounder in the last session, so let's see what we can get out of this session. Wait, it will allow you to crisscross your lines in your on your rod pod like that. It's brilliant, isn't it? And yet you don't tangle up like you would in real life. Fantastic. Oh, it's not a sunken tractor, is it? It's like a sunken weed boat or something. Let's put the rod down. And we're just going to sit back now and we're going to wait. And we're off. Which rod is it going? It's the scent from hell again. Again, that bait does the business. Doing the business. Where can I get this bait in real life? All I want to know is where can I get this bait in real life? Is the scent from hell based on a real bait, or does anybody know? Comment below if you know what the scent from hell bait in this game is based on. Because if it works like this in real life, I want some. I've yet yet to have a real life carp fishing session that goes off like that. I think it's safe to say this is probably another carp, which means we're on the right species as usual. We just need to get the trophy fish. Mary, where's Mary? Anybody in tips for catching Mary? You've caught her? Again, comment below where you caught her, what you caught her on. I mean, I'm using a size 4 chod rig. Pop up, fishing bottom bait. No, it's pop up. So the other two, the essential cell and link, is a sinking bottom bait. Which would be nice if they did the pop ups to go with the essential cell and the link. There we go, and we're in the net. What have we got? Another common. Another pretty little common. Yeah, £26. See what I mean? The 12-pounder looked almost that size. You cannot guess the sizes until they tell you. So let's put this one back, get our rod back out there. Alright, that spot is fishing quite well. We will go back to it. No point leaving a winning spot. Get ourselves on the gravel. On a gravel patch. There's got to be gravel. That's silt. We want to find a nice gravel patch. There we are. 62 yards out. No, it's not clipped up far enough, so we just need a little bit more distance before we clip up to that one. $69. Let's bring it back to the 66. Then we'll clip it. There we are. We're clipped up at distance to number 2 now. And now we can just chuck them out there. This is going to twang off the clip, this one. No, 62 yards. Oh, we weren't too bad on that one. I was expecting it to twang off the clip. This one will twang off the clip, I'm sure of it. Let's listen for it. There it was. Bounce back. So we don't need to go into the 50s. 53 is way too much. There we go. Chuck some bait out over here. Between these two, if we can. I think rod 3 is too far out on that essential cell. Let's bring him in a bit closer. We are 117 yards. Let's see if we can find some jaggy gravel closer in. Yeah, so let's put that one there. And number 1 ain't doing nothing over there, so let's bring him, find some, see if we got any gravel closer in. Gee, wonder what's inside the boat. Wonder if we can fish inside the boat. Silt, silt, silt. Silt, silt. Silt. Let's fish inside the jaggy boat. probably won't produce anything. Number 2 is off. That scent from hell is off again. I mean, I'm not going to change the other baits at the minute. Let's keep it as it is. Just see how we go. Fish to the features. Hit them gravel bars. That's your key. Hitting your gravel bars. What have we got this time? Oh, we got a tench. We've got a tench on the scent from hell. Our first non-carp for this session. At least it's not bream plaguing us. Again, it's like what, 42 pound of drag on the reel. We've got 80 pound braid, and it's telling me the tench is going to snap the line. That is something that isn't realistic. There is so much about this game that is realistic, but mind you, that's not bad. £11 13 ounce tench. That's a specie tench. Oh, let's get it back. Again, it'd be nice to have the animations, wouldn't it? Say, boy, I might bring them all into that boat in a minute, you know. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a bit of fun, see if fishing in the boat works. And we go to rod 3, essential cell. And we bring them all into this boat. Yeah. And we get our spod rod. Let's start spodding into the boat, shall we? I mean, this session hasn't quite taken off like the last session has, but we will take it. Rod's off this time. Rod 1, the link is gone off. First fish on the link from inside that boat, inside the sunken tractor boat, whatever it is. This is going to be interesting. Off the silt. Hopefully it's not bream. Hopefully it's a carpy carp. It's 18mm bait, so it would have to be a specimen sized fish. Come on, see what we got. Let's see what we have. We haven't changed the drag here. Let's change our drag up here. Too much drag. There we go. £40 of drag, or £41. So it comes in now. It's not stripping that line. Of course, the other two fish both been caught in scent. Oh, scent from hell's off as well. Come on. What have we got? Oh, it looks like it could be a tench. It's a tench. Is it a tench? Yeah, it's a tench. It's a big tench, but it's a tench. Look at that. That's one fat tench. £14 tench. That is a proper record breaker. So let's get rod them 2 scent from hell. Excuse me. Let's get the scent from hell going. Again, this bait is doing the biz. It really does. Anybody that knows what it's based on, if it's based on a real bait, then tell me in the comments below, because I want to get some for my next real fishing session. It's the bream. Our first bream of the session, picking up an 18mm bait. Oh, sounds like rod 1 is off. So our essential cell rod is off. Is our third fish off the boat going to be a carp? Or is it going to be another, what we would call when we're carp fishing, a nuisance species? Yeah, let's set our drag up again because we haven't caught a fish on this rod before. There we go. Now we can bully any little fish in. Not going to allow fish to take too much. No, this has got to be a carp. If you're trying to take line around that island with the amount of drag I've got on it. Oh no, it is a tench. It would be nice if they did the fluoro pop-ups to match the baits, as we would probably fish in reality. Another fat tench. Oh, we've leveled up. So, okay, so let's put this one back and get our rods back out there. So, all 3 rods are in at the minute. There we go. Right, have a look where we are. So get the next rod in there. You just want a tiny touch off that side. Then we bang on the same spot. And get the scent from hell back out there. I'm going to put him a little bit off to the side, I think. Just a touch. Just a little touch. Bring them all into the boat, obviously. So we're about 40 yards out then, so got spod in that spot. I might have to reclip the, yeah, we're gonna, yeah, so we've got 40, there we go, and we're gonna reclip there. Got bait going out there. This session ain't been quite as raging as the last session, I grant you. Let's see what we can do here. Let's put some link out, I think, in the spot. Shame it doesn't give you 2 spods in it. Let's put some link out there as well. we go. That scent from hell is off. Looks tenchy. Tenchy or breamy by the looks of that. He's going, shooting off, zipping about the place. Yeah, it's another tench. So it looks like if you want to catch tench, fish that little hole. Interesting, the gap between the island now. I wonder what's between it. We'll have a look in a second. See if we got any gravel out there. Little tench, not as big as the others. £9. Still be a nice specimen tench to catch if you're out fishing for real. Obviously not so nice at 2 o'clock in the morning when you want to catch specimen carp, but still, it's a nice fish. And the other rod's gone. That's the link is off. Probably another tench. Are we looking at another tench? Yep. So you want to catch tench? Fish right up close to that feature. Absolutely just, yeah. So if you're a tench fisherman, yeah, we've had a lot of tench this session. Last session was 1 or 2, nearly all carp though, but we're not on the species. So let's have a think what we can do. No, too far off that way. Let's try and see what's out there. It's weed. They're looking for some gravel. Is there a gravel patch anywhere? Between there and there. Oh, it's all weed, silt. Weed. The gravel right close in. I mean, in real life I would fish that close in. I'm not sure how the game would like it. Let's see if we can get closer to the island. Oh, we're in the trees. You hate it when you're in the trees. 4 foot one. Oh, there's gravel. 110 yards. So which rod was that? So that's the link out there. Set from out. Yeah, we've been catching the old tench-a-roos. Let's move the essential cell rod as well. But we're probably just going to get another tench there. So let's put them out on this gravel bar. So gravel bars seem to be your spot for carp. There we are, that'll do. So we need to get the spod rod. We need to unclip it back. The problem, we can't unclip it until we cast it. Sad, isn't it? So there we go, we've unclipped it. So we need 110 yards distance. Too far, so we're going to bring it back 110 yards. There we go, we can clip it up there now. A bit. Oh, we're off. We're off. The link is on. Hopefully we're back on the carp this time. Be nice to see ourselves back on the carp. Nice to see ourselves. Come on, be a carp. Be one of our elusive little carpy friends that we are after. I think it's definitely a carp. He's not charging around like the tench or the bream tend to do. See, he's off the gravel bar as well. Not a trophy, but yeah, it's a carp. So we can be happy that we're back on the carp. A good sized carp, looks of it, but doesn't look like it's one of the trophy fish. It's just a normal carp shape. Not, like I said in the last video, the trophy fish tend to have more of a boily belly shape in the water. They kind of look different. Now in the net, what have we got? It's a stunning carp. £35, that's the best one of this session. Not the trophy, but back on the carp. That's the important thing. Back on the carp. Look at this rod back out there. Oh. No, too much. You got to get it just right. Now we need to bring him back to 110. He's not even in the water at the minute. There we are, we're back on our spot, and number 2 is off. Sent from hell. Are we back on the carp again? There. We'll soon find out. Yeah, it's not charging around like the bream or tench, so probably another carp. Very nice to see other species, like grass carp would be a nice species for dovetail to put in some of the lakes. Well, obviously it's like, I don't know, like if when we're looking at other lakes they could put in the game, Redmire would be nice, you know, like the iconic carp fishing lake where carp fishing was born. You know, Dick Walker catching Clarissa. You know, so there's so much. Obviously, and like the linear, St. John, some of the other linear complex lakes. You know, other places, monument fisheries, Furnace Mill. Some iconic carp fisheries they could put on here. Lac de Deux in France, Cassienne in France. You can fish at Kevin Ellis Point off Cassienne. I mean, so much. Like I said, even they could even adapt this to add sea fishing with very little different game mechanics. I mean, you have species by country. I mean, you could set up shark fishing, different. You know, you got the same shark fishing tactics, but you know, you different species of sharks. British coast, you would be catching your blues and your poor beagles, your threshers, six gills. North America, you're catching your great whites, your tigers, blues. I mean, so much. Another rod going. Rod 1. The link is off again. Central Cell not doing so good on wraysbury, it seems. Yeah, Central Cell don't want to do as good. It seems that we're back on the carp. Moving the rods was the right choice. Trying to fish to that boat was just, we were fishing in a tench hole. We would have caught tons of tench, but probably not still as much chance of getting our trophy carp. So yeah, finding them gravel bars is the trick, it seems. Fishing on them or literally just off them is the trick for your big carp. Come on, let's see you. See what we got here. Definitely a carp, but I can't tell what. Doesn't look like a trophy. Definitely doesn't look like a trophy carp, no. But it is the right species, and if we're on the right species, eventually one of them, we are going to get the fish we're after. The legendary fish that is Mary. Come on, in you come. Oh no, not ready yet. Not ready yet. Need a bit more tiring out. Get her up in the water. Bring this fish up in the water. Get it some gulps of air in it and tire it down. There we are, we're in the net. What's a nice fish? Nice dark British mirror carp. Can't argue with that. £40, 11 ounce. That's another 40. We had the 40 in the last session. That was on the link. So we're doing the right things to catch these big fish. So that's all we can do. Like I said, comment below if there's any other trophy fish you want me to do campaigns for, or other lakes you want me to fish, or what you want to see dovetail add to the game. Because, you know, enough people say it, we can maybe pressure them to get some of this stuff. Make sure they don't forget about the game, like so many game developers do. There's so many game developers out there, they start a game, they start on and they forget, like Jurassic World Evolution. I used to love playing that, but again, game developers decided, no, we're done now. Not enough power in that cast. And it's a shame when game developers do that, and usually because people don't tell them, oi, we want there we go. Got a spawn rod. Got a link out there. We ain't even got a chance. Off goes the essential cell. Off goes our cell. Like I said, it's a shame that they don't have the original normal mainline cell, which is, that's the bait I use. And again, matching pop-ups to bottom baits and matching bottom baits to pop-ups. Because, you know, you fish, you know, you pop up over a bed of, you know, the sinking baits. Floater setups would be nice, you know, bolt float, you know, the bolt floater rigs that Fox are doing, zig rigs, adjustable sigs, so we can adjust the depth we're fishing at. So much dovetail could do with this game. It is the best fishing game out there. Obviously we all remember the classics, Sega bass fishing and Sega game sea fishing, but this game does have some realistic behaviour of fish to some extent. There we go. So yeah, it's realistic in some respects. Obviously, they've got to make it so you catch more fish than you'd probably really catch on a session. But oh, and a link's off as well. Come on, in you come. I've got another fish to bring in. Got time to be playing now. Time to be playing with you. That other fish might be our trophy. You need to come in. Here we go. You're in the net. This is a nice zipline here. £34 6 ounce. Nice. Let's get it back. Let's get that other rod. Let's not waste time. Let's get it before. Let's wind down on it. There we are. We're in contact with this fish. Yeah, we're on carp. Them gravel patches just off them. Fishing. I mean, we got plagued by tench there earlier in this session. We now know that the tractor or sunken weed boat or whatever it is that's over there, we know that that is a little tench hole. We are fishing for tons of tench. Whereas here we know we're on reasonable sized carp. We had a 40, we've had a 34. Not a bad little session so far. Once it's done, we'll get out the rigs and try and get another fish before the end of this session. We got another small. Oh, looks like it could be a ghosty. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a nice ghosty. Let's not lose it. No, come on, you little ghosty. See, there we are. We're netting it already. There we are. Nice ghosty. They should have more colouring on the dark colouring on the head for a ghosty, but let's not fault them too much. They made it look more like a koi than a ghosty. But still, we're on £23 on the nose. Nice little fish. Let's get our baits back out there. Try and snag at least one more fish by the end of this for the end of this session. There we go. Let's get rod number 3 back out there. So bang this rod back out. There we go. Yeah, it's not been a bad little session. Not as good as the first session. I shouldn't say not as good. I mean, we did have a. There we go. We did have a £40, that beautiful chestnut £40 mirror there just now. So let's not knock the session, really. With it. So it's not been a bad session. Next time we'll try a different swim again. These have all been afternoon sessions so far, so maybe we'll try an early morning session on another swim next time. Comment below what you think, whether I should do a morning session, different swim, what swim, you know. Comment below. Tell me what you want, whether or if you've caught Mary, where to catch her, what you caught her on. You know, use that down below. Comment, subscribe, like the video. Tell me what you would like to see in the game. Tell me if you're like myself, you actually go fishing for real. and picked up this game just because, you know, of what happened in the past year, stopping us all getting out fishing as much as we'd have liked. Just be really interested to hear your thoughts, what you want. Let's get that chat interactive. People sharing tips, tricks, how to catch these fish. I mean, if you go fishing, where do you go fishing? What do you fish for? Let's get the conversation going. Let's get a community of people that want to see this game develop and become more realistic. See Dovetail add more cool features, more cool things, more updates. Like I said earlier, some river fishing. You know, we have. I mean, the British rivers fantastic. Trent, Barble rivers, Severn. You know, river barbles fight much better than lake barble. You could have sea trout, grayling, Atlantic salmon, the American rivers. You could have the bulleye carp, and you know all the other river species, the Pacific salmons. You know, all the different catfish. You could have the more lakes in America where we could fish off the bank. Oh, and we're off. Oh no. Oh, don't you hate it when it does that? Well, what I am going to do, because that's been moved off its spot, is bring that back in and recast it, because he's been moved off his spot. Let's get him back on his spot. So it's a bank fish off the American lakes for some, like, you know, the big this big buffalo carp they have out there, or you know, the alligator carp, or get the big muskies, or catching the big, you know, so much potential with this game. I mean, that's the thing, I would love to be able to whack out 3 dead baits. For some of those big muskies and the big catfish, American lakes. Well, those are my ideas. I mean, tell me what your ideas are. Just be really cool to hear what you think. And like I said, if we get a good enough community, we could maybe pressure Dovetail to do some of these things. Do some of these updates. I mean, they gave us, you know, American salmon species in American lakes, but never gave us Atlantic salmon in any of the locks, the British locks. That would have been cool. That's yeah. So unfortunately, I never got the chance to fish for Mary. It would have been a lovely thing to do, but fortunately she died. I've never had a chance to fish wraysbury, and we're off. And it's the link again, the one we just replaced. Let's get this fish in. See what we got. So this could be the last fish of the session, unless one of the other rods goes off whilst we're playing landing this fish. Come on, you beauty. Definitely carp. Perhaps next time we'll know the fish off that gravel bar there straight away. Not waste time with the fishing in the middle of that little boat sunken wreckage. We don't want to lose this fish. It said this will be the last fish of the session. Again, we haven't yet landed one of the trophy fish, but we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep going on this campaign. Oh, it won't be the last fish of the session because looks like another one of our rods is off. The essential cell is off. What we got? Common, £22. Nice. Let's see what the essential cell gives us. We're not going to cast this rod back out. So this could be our last fish unless rod 2 goes off whilst we were playing this in. Oh yeah, it's definitely carp. It's holding out there. It could be a big one. It could be a hippopot chunk. Those you're wondering where the sunken tractor boat thing swim is, it's literally off the peg we were fishing this morning with the house in the background. Walk up to the path and then follow it along and you will find it. Oh. He's an old boy. Yeah. Looks like we got a little one for our last fish. Like I said, unless rod 2 goes off as we are landing this fish, then this will be the last fish of the session. I mean, it's not been a bad session. Bit plagued by tench. We now know that that boat is, if we ever need to catch tench for whatever reason, we know that that's where the fish, that's where to catch them from. Oh, here we are, and we're netted. There we go. Nice mirror. Not huge by any standard. £36. I say not huge. £36. That is huge for a British fish. But not one of our trophies. Not Mary. Again, second session. Plenty of carp up to £40. But just not our trophy fish. So yeah. Let's close the peg. There we go. So yeah, this is our second session of our campaign to try and catch Mary done. As I said, next time maybe we'll try a early morning session on another swim and see what it brings us. And comment, like and subscribe. That way it'll keep me doing this. You know, comment below if you've, like I said, if you've caught this fish, the elusive legendary Mary, caught it here on this game. Comment below how you caught. If you're a carp fisherman and you actually caught Mary in real life, definitely comment below, and tell me, you know, what you want to see in the game. Get some conversation going, get some ideas, get them to dovetail and get them to keep this game updated with new things, with the ideas, things that people actually want. So for now, this is Steve signing off, and I'll see you next time. Take care.